Hello everyone, 2008 Ford Escape, and we will be replacing front strut on this car. So for the tools, we will need a few sockets, 14 and 15 mil, depends on the size of the nuts on the strut. Then we will need 18 mil to remove the bolts from the wheel hub. Also we will need 10 millimeters to remove the bracket for the ABS line, and 19 millimeters to remove the wheel. Also we'll be using 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch impacts. We'll use some WD-40. We'll need pliers to remove the bracket for the brake line, and also we'll use a torque wrench to torque everything to the specs. I will leave all the description and links to the tool in the description below the video. So we got our vehicle on jack stands and we are good to remove the wheel. Next we'll give a spray with WD-40 for the sway bar link, for the 2 main bolts, and also 1 bolt behind 10 mil that holds the ABS bracket. Next we'll remove sway bar link. Some of the links would have inside a place for like either Torx or Allen key, so you would put your Allen inside and then use, usually it's 15 mil box wrench or ratcheting wrench and get it out. This one is Moog. They've been replaced not that long ago, and they have 19 mil place for the wrench on the back. So we'll just use that 19 mil to hold and 15 mil to remove. Next we'll remove 10 mil bolt that holds ABS cable bracket. Next we will remove the clamp that holds the brake line in. So we're just using pliers, and then we can wiggle it and push it down and remove it away. Next we'll remove those 2 bolts. Those are 18 mil. So we used wrench on one side and impact on the other. That's the lowest setting. So now we go into real power, 1500 pound torque. And really nice for this tool is that it brakes at 1500, sorry, and then it just slows down, so it's not coming offline on you. Really nice tool to have. So now when this is loose, you can pull this towards yourself and remove the link and disengage this. It's probably a good idea to put something underneath, so actually it's quite steady, but having a jack or a wood block underneath may just ensure that you don't put any tension on your hoses or even on your axle. So now we're under the hood and we remove 1, 2, 3, 14 mil nuts. Don't ever touch this one in the middle, since this holds all the tension on the spring. So we do those 4. And when you do the last one, make sure that you hold your strut, since this is the only thing that holds it in place. So here's the new strut. I will leave a link in the description. So on the driver's side, you want to make sure that the hose bracket is on the left and sway bar link is on the right. So we'll just slide it in, and usually they come with new nuts, so we don't need to reuse them. So we'll just get one started. not easy to start for some reason. So we'll get them tight, and after that we will torque them to 35 foot-pounds. So let's get them torqued. Next we will need to insert the wheel hub into the strut, so we will file off all the rust on the side to make sure that we have a good contact between the steel on the strut and the steel on the hub, because that's basically what holds it in place. Next, to put the bolts in, we will put the anti-seize to make sure that they're not seized. Next time we need to get them out and not rusted. We need to wiggle it in to get those hole aligns, but when the holes are aligned, it's supposed to go really easy without any extra force. So just wiggle it back and forth and it should be done. So now we will install the nuts, those 18mm nuts, get them in place, and the torque spec for those nuts are 85 foot-pounds, so we'll get those torqued, top one and the bottom one, to 85 foot-pounds. Next we will install the sway bar link, also put some anti-seize on it before we put the nut on. The torque for the sway bar link is 46 foot-pounds, so we'll get it tight with the impact first, hold with 19mm wrench on the back, and now so with the ABS cable bracket we install it back using 10mm bolt. Also put some anti-seize on it since it was quite rusty. And there is like an ear on top of the bracket, so you need to make sure that it sits well on a bracket that is welded to the strut. Next we'll put the hose so it comes from underneath. We need to push it up since it's a little bit rusty and the bracket is new. It might take a little bit of force. And now we can install that clip on top. For the clip, it slides in a groove on the hose. We will use channel lock pliers to get it in place. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.